This is top tip number 1, be intimate with the exposure triangle. Understand your ISO setting, understand your shutter speed setting, and understand your aperture setting, and how these 3 things combined will give you a well-exposed photo every time. And a well-exposed photo is one that contains detail in every area that you want it to have detail in. If you've got bright areas in a photo, if you've got dark areas in a photo, they should contain some detail. Being intimate with the exposure triangle, knowing how these settings work and being able to control your camera will free you up to become more creative as a photographer. When light comes into the camera and affects the sensor an image is made, if too much light comes in and affects the sensor, the image is bright and overexposed. If not enough light comes in and affects the sensor, the image is dark and underexposed. Using your camera on manual mode, you can control the 3 settings that make up the exposure triangle to get a well-exposed image. If you're photographing in a situation where the light is very strong and contrasting, for example on a sunny day, you're going to have areas of your image that might be overexposed or that might be underexposed. You're going to need to choose how you set your camera to create the photograph that you want. Photographing in situations where the light has less contrast, for example on a cloudy day outdoors, the camera will be able to record a more evenly exposed image correctly, and so the results are quite often more pleasing. But it's good to know how to control your camera whatever lighting situation you're facing. And as you learn to be more intimate with the exposure triangle and understand how these 3 settings work together and how to balance them, you will be more creative with your camera.